Is it possible to turn $10,000 to $1 million? And the answer is... And the answer is simply yes. But there are a few factors that we need to consider before we are able to turn $10,000 to $1 million. So now the question is, how do we do it, and what are the variables or factors that will allow us to turn $10,000 to $1 million? In short, there are 4 important factors that need to be fallen in place before you are able to turn $10,000 to $1 million. So what is the first factor? The first factor is something that person has already asked, which is the starting capital of $10,000. This is the first factor. Now, the larger the starting capital that we have, the sooner we are able to hit that $1 million. So this is factor number 1. Now, factor number 2, so yes, we can start out with $10,000, but it will even be better if we're able to add more capital in addition to this $10,000 we have, so that it's faster for us to reach $1 million. So that's factor number 2. And factor number 3 is time. Now, for any form of businesses or investment, it always requires a time to grow. So there's no such thing as get rich quick. I mean, everybody hope that we are able to find some get rich quick scheme, but unfortunately, there's no such thing in the world. So the third factor is time. And the fourth factor that will allow us to turn $10,000 to $1 million is the method that we use to generate additional income, so that it can start rolling this capital from $10,000 compounding interest all the way until $1 million. So this is factor number 4. So in short, these 4 factors are very important to determine are we able to hit this $1 million, starting with this capital. So let me give you a hypothetical example, number 1. So let's say in addition to $10,000, every single year we add on $10,000. So in other words, I start off with $10,000 today. Next year, I add on another $10,000, and the year after next, I add on another $10,000. And then we use a method that all of us know, which is to put the money in the bank. Now, so let's say the average bank interest give us 0.5% per year. So having this starting capital, having this additional capital, and using this method, which is true bank's interest, 0.5% per year. Now, how many years do you think it will take for anyone, for any average person, to reach $1 million? The answer is 80 years. Yeah. Yes, the answer is yes, we can hit 1 million, but it's 80 years. So what does it mean? It simply means that if, let's say, I graduate from university, I started working, and then maybe a couple of years I save about $10,000, and I'm at age 25. And if it takes me 80 years to become a millionaire, now there's no way I'm going to make it, because 80 plus 25 is going to 105. Yep. So there's no way I'm going to wait until 105 years old before I hit 1 million. But if that's the case, is there an alternative? Now check this out. So this is example number 2, or scenario number 2. Let's say we start off with the same capital of $10,000, and every single year we add on another $10,000, which is the same parameters as what was shown previously. And this time round, the only difference is we changed the method that we used to roll this money. The previous one was in the bank. And I'm going to tell you what method it is, but let me put a percentage over here. So let's say it's 9% per year. And give a guess. How many years do you think it takes for same parameters, same factors, for us to roll $10,000 to 1 million by just altering this method, which is 9% per year? And the number of years is 25 years. For the previous scenario, I would have reached 105 years old. And for this time round, 50 years old, 1 million. Yep. So everything is the same, and you realize that one of the key that makes a difference is really this method. So now the question you may just ask, oh yeah, Cayden, 9%, but I hardly know anyone who has hit 9%. So what is this method they were talking about? Now, before I share with you the method, I just want to let you know that there is this guy called Warren Buffett, who's a legendary investor. And he's also the second richest man in the world. And for those people who have known him, he started investing with a small capital of $10,000. And do you know how much his net worth today? His net worth is 72 billion US dollars. In fact, he not only turned $10,000 to 1 million, but he has turned $10,000 to 72 billion US dollars. So now the question is, if there is a method that Warren Buffett recommends to invest so that you are able to generate income consistently for the next 40, 50 years of your life, or even 25 years, so that every single year when you're able to hit 9%, then it's possible for you to turn $10,000 to 1 million. So what is this method that Warren Buffett recommends? And the method that he recommends for people to invest is called a low-cost index fund, or sometimes people call it ETF. So what does ETF stand for? ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund. So now the question is, in the US alone, there are thousands over ETF. How do you know what ETF to invest and how to do it? Now, right at the bottom of this video, you'll be able to see a link. What you need to do is just click on this link, download the guidebook that we have, and we will tell you precisely what are the ETFs that we're talking about and how do we do it. And the best part is you'll be able to set up an autopilot process so that when everything is set up, this system will allow you to invest in this ETF for the rest of your life. And 25 years down the road, there will be a high chance that you'll be able to turn $10,000 to $1 million. So download this link right now. And I shall see you soon. Goodbye.